Hey guys, I'm just out here working in the garden. I'm not doing a whole lot of work, but what I am doing is I'm making sure that the sprinkler system is working, and I'm working on dealing with some leaks and things like that. So as you can see, this has been on for about 10 minutes now, and I'm using a PVC system right here where I have holes drilled, about every 2 feet. And this is the bed where I usually grow larger plants, um, mostly tomatoes, green beans, and things like that. I do have some other things in here that aren't those, like I have some kale that looks like it's getting a little bit chewed up. And I do have some uh, Natsu Fushinari cucumber and some things like that. So I planted these a few days ago when I actually did it in the middle of the day, which is something I don't really recommend. And so some of them got a little bit droopy, but it looks like they're going to come back. It looks fine. So it's obvious that I have my water stream up too high, but it's been a couple of days. For some reason, there was something wrong with the system. So I'm going to go ahead and just let it water really well. But one of my big problems you know, is the leaking. And that's a problem with the raised bed. It's just something that um, I'm trying to work on fixing. But generally speaking, it's just one of those things for us. So well, this is my first spring bed. And I got some planting in late. But, like I said, um, it's just been, you know, a, a late start on the season because of the all the rain that we've had. So I've been actually spending a lot more time cleaning things up, which, as you can see, I can clean all this up, and then a couple weeks later, here it is again. And part of that's because of my watering system leaking out the side, but part of it's just because it's just been that way. So this is my second bed where I've got some chives, and last year I planted these chives in underneath some of the tomato plants that I had here. And it looks like I'm getting a volunteer here, and it's probably going to be an indigo apple. And then I also have a cilantro that's bolting that I'll probably let go to seed. And then I've got to work on the watering system in here too. So the reason why the watering system is different in this area here is because this is the section that I have drilled holes only 6 inches apart. So then I would plant smaller things, like maybe these flowers, but I think these are volunteers, and smaller plants, in about, 3-4 rows. And then you can see as you look at the rest of it, those ones are spaced out about every 2 feet. And so I built this system a few years ago after taking a course on how to use PVC for, to build a drip irrigation system. And I really like this system, but I do also use another drip irrigation system, probably the one that you've seen at Home Depot or whatever. So I wanted to show this to you because I wanted to give you a view of how to keep the weeds down. I mean, it's not that I haven't gotten any weeds in here, because I have, because of all the rain, but when there's no more rain, I'm probably not going to get too many weeds to deal with in here, because I'm only watering right around the plants, so the water just sinks down to their roots. So we're going to walk out to my back garden, but first I'll show you my container garden that's nearing its end with a lot of things. And excuse all the weeds, you guys. My property usually does not look like this. It's just absolutely insane what the rain has done. And Todd has been out here mowing, and I'm only showing you like a really small part. He's been out here mowing it like every weekend, you know, a few times already, and it just keeps coming right back. And our property just never looks like this, so it's just really been insane. But anyway, this is my container garden, and so in this right here, this is a big fennel plant, and next to it is this is a Serrano Tampiqueño, which looks like it's getting some new growth. So I think I'll probably just, you know, it looks all twiggy and everything. I'll probably just prune it back and see what happens. This here is Swiss chard. It looks like the spiders are getting into it. And this here is it looks like there's a little bit of chard here, but there's also a lot of romaine lettuce, probably paraxylon cause, which is normally what I plant. And it looks like, because of the dullness in the leaves, it looks like it's gonna go ahead and bolt soon. These are carrots, probably something like Scarlet Nantes or Danvers half-longs. There's this plant, which I have no idea what it is. It's really interesting looking. It keeps growing these long stick-looking things, and it's got these really tiny, cute little flower buds on it. I wish I knew what it was. I would pull it out, or I have, you know, I just don't really know if it's something I planted or not. It could be a really nice, useful herb. Here's a little bit of, I don't know if you could see it, but this is a little bit of mammoth dill, which I really love. A couple of Ebenezer onions, and a little bit of, I think this probably is a carrot or something, I don't really know. This one is chickweed right here, and I'll be collecting seeds from it and from these pods right here, which are all radish seeds inside of these pods. And so real quick, I wanted to show you, here's a really icky aphid infestation, which is really easy to get rid of. I mean, there's not really any other aphids on here, because last time I took a hose to them, but basically I just take like a strong streaming hose, you know, and just knock them all off with water. Or I might just, you know, if it looks like a little unhealthy like these do, like these pods do, I might just remove it from the plant and just throw it in the trash. And then that way there won't be any more aphids on my plant, and so everything looks really good. And so don't ever put these inside of your like aphid infested stuff inside of your compost. I've never had a really bad problem with that, but it can be an issue if they don't die in the compost. So I've heard, I've never had that happen, but that's what they say. So these are my chickens, and they're all kind of relaxing under and chilling underneath our pine tree here. And this is my raised, let me get over this, my raised strawberry bed. I don't know if you could see it because I could barely see the camera on my phone, so I'm just gonna pan and let you see. And what I would really like to do is to get in here and figure out how many actual, well, I want to divide it. So I want to see how many times I can divide. That would be really nice. So heading to the very back, and again, I'm so sorry about all the mess. I'm trying to manage it, but it's just really difficult. So much work this year. I'm so behind. So back here I've got 2 apricot trees. One of them has died, I believe, and the other one is doing really well. And these are my 4 raised beds that I got from my friend Sue, who passed these along when she switched to keyhole beds. And right now I'm composting in all of them, and see how I'm putting the garden cloth around it. That's so the chickens don't get in there, and that really helps a lot. But they're pretty crafty, so that can happen. So I compost right in my garden beds. I can garden year round, but I don't always. But look at, so way down here, I don't turn this or anything. Way down here you can see how nice that is, and pretty much all this stuff is just hay and goat poop. And then I recently took them up, but I usually put a drip system on it so it keeps it wet so that worms can come and stuff. I didn't see any worms in there, but in my other beds, my older beds, they're really coming along. So anyways, that's pretty much about it. I just wanted to share a little bit about what's going on here. Well, here, I'll show you a little bit more. So right now we're having, our grapes are doing really, really well, and we've even got grapes on them. We have a little goji berry that's never done very well, but it looks like it's doing pretty good this year. A Chardonnay grape, and here we've got this weird looking shaped one. It's a hybrid orange or hybrid citrus. It has like limes, lemons, and oranges on it. That one back here, not the dead one. I'll talk about that in a minute, but this one here is going to be our peach tree, which actually really, let me show you, it has a lot of peaches on it. So you can see them. Nice looking little peaches. Gosh, this one almost looks ripe. I wonder if they're just all going to be this small. But anyway, there's some really nice color on these. I think I'll come out and harvest a few. This one here is our nectarine tree. And these always grow kind of weird. I don't know why, but they always have like this weird brown stuff, and I'm not sure what that's about. If you know, tell me. This here is our plum tree, and it's like got 4 different kinds of plums, and it looks like we're getting some actually. This will be our first year. Wow, I'm so excited. Look at those. So one of these are prunes, and then the other 3 are just, plums to eat. Let me show you our grapes. So in June and July, I'll need to come out here and just check for worms on the leaves, and I'll show you how to do that later. I actually was able to manage a pretty good worm infestation last year just by hand, and so looks like we're going to get a lot of grapes this year, which will be really nice. And so this tree here is also a hybrid citrus tree with Valencias and navels and Caracara oranges on it. And then this one is our Meyer lemon tree. And it's really big, and I have to confess that I don't really know how to manage trees. We're all just learning, right? It's just how it is. So anyway, this is my little bitty herb garden and flowers. And this is going to be yarrow. And once these are the leaves or the flowers are open, I just harvest the tops and dry them. And sometimes I harvest the leaves too. This is chamomile. See how cute these little bitty flowers are? This is calendula. And then I've got a lot of other little pop-ups of calendula around here. And then a few little things that I really don't know what they are. And then the rest of these are like lilies. These are sweet williams. Ooh, we have a visitor. Look at her. We have painted lady butterflies. This is our season, and they're just really beautiful. But we have so many around. It's just amazing. Oh, here, let me show you this. So here's my watering system, and you can see where the water's coming out about 6 inches apart on this section right here. So I'm glad to see this is working. I haven't seen this in a while. And next I'm going to have to go and straighten out the system itself and get it propped up the right way and, get it watering the right way and stuff. But it looks like it's doing pretty good. For not having had any tending at all for a good long time, it looks pretty good. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.